Hello students, welcome to Tapasvi School. I, Siddharth Joshi, your English educator, would like to welcome you all in Active and Passive Grammar series. Students, this is the third video of our Active and Passive Grammar series. Previously, we have already discussed two of the most essential points in the previous videos, like we have already learned about what is called subject, verb and object, and even we have learnt about the active and passive general structure, its meanings, why we are using active and passive voice, and even two of the tenses also we have discussed in the previous video. That was simple present tense and simple past tense. Now in this video we are going to discuss three more tenses, that is simple future tense, present continuous tense and past continuous tense. So let's start. Let's come to the third tense, that is simple future tense. So traditionally, as I used to give you active voice and passive voice structure, let me give you the active voice structure for the simple future tense, students. Active voice structure is subject plus will shall plus V1 plus object plus other words. Let me repeat, students. Subject plus will shall plus V1 plus object plus other words. This is the active voice structure. Now before I would like to give you the passive voice structure for the simple future tense, let me give you very important thing, students, that here before we discuss the passive voice structure, one important note is here. If you can see the active voice structure of simple future tense, you can see both the modal auxiliaries will and shall. It means that the active voice structure can have shall or will both, but when transforming the active voice sentence to the passive voice, make sure that always use will. Shall cannot be used in a passive voice structure, students, so make sure about it. So now let me come to the passive voice structure. Passive voice structure for the simple future tense is object plus will plus one another auxiliary would be added here, that is be plus V3 plus by plus subject. Let me repeat, students. Object plus will plus be plus V3 plus by plus subject. So here is the active and passive voice structures of simple future tense. Now let's quickly see the example for the same. Example is I will play cricket tomorrow. Let me repeat, students. I will play cricket tomorrow. So now let's transform the sentence into a passive voice quickly. Here in the sentence which I have provided you, what is the subject, students? Now you should understand, you should identify and recognize by yourself, because in the previous two videos I have taught you how to recognize what is called subject and what is called object. So here you can identify that I is the subject, will is the auxiliary which we have used, right? Play is V1 and cricket is the object. So now while transforming the passive voice sentence into the active voice sentence into the passive voice, that time object will come first. So cricket will take first. So cricket, then comes will plus be. Cricket will be. Then play was V1 will be converted into V3, that is played by. I will become me. So cricket will be played by me. Tomorrow will be as it is at that particular place because it is other words. So here is your sentence ready, that cricket will be played by me tomorrow. So isn't it very simple, students? Now let's come to the fourth tense, that is present continuous tense. So let me give you AV structure for the same. AV structure is subject plus ismr plus V4 plus object plus other words. So this is the AV structure, students. Now let me quickly give you the passive voice structure for the present continuous tense. Object plus ismr plus one another auxiliary would be added, students, that is being. So being plus V3 plus by plus subject. So let me quickly give you the recap of the passive voice structure, that is object plus ismr plus being plus V3 plus by plus subject. So now let's come to the example, students. Example is, we are learning grammar lessons. Let me quickly give you the what you can say recap of the same, that is we are learning grammar lessons. So now here V is the subject, R as V subject is the plural, so we have put R. Learning is V4, grammar lessons is the object. So if we would like to transform this into a passive voice sentence, then what we should do? We should put the object first. So object is grammar lessons. So again grammar lessons is the plural object. So we should put R here. So grammar lessons are, then we have to use being. Grammar lessons are being. Then V4 learning will be converted into V3, that is learnt. Then by, then we will become us when it comes to a subject at the end of the sentence. So let me repeat. Grammar lessons are being learnt by us. So here is your present continuous tense. Now let's come to the fifth tense, that is past continuous tense. So AV structure for the same is subject plus was were plus V4 plus object plus other words. Passive voice structure for the same is object plus was were plus being plus V3 plus by plus subject. So now here are the active and passive voice structure for the past continuous tense. Now let me quickly give you the example for the same, students. I was eating my breakfast. Let me repeat. I was eating my breakfast. So here I have provided you the active voice sentence, students. So I is the subject, was as I is a singular subject, so I have put was. Then eating is the V4 and my breakfast is the object. So now let's transform this sentence into a passive voice. So what is the structure? If you can put the object first, then my breakfast would come first. Then again my breakfast is a singular object, so we have to use was here, that my breakfast was being eaten by me. Let me repeat. My breakfast was being eaten by me. So here is your answer. Ultimately today we have discussed three of the tenses, that simple future tense, present continuous tense and past continuous tense. Hope this particular tenses would have become very much easy for you, right? In our next video we would come up with 3 more tenses, students, right? Stay tuned and have a very nice day.